It's brutal and vicious, and it's gaining a toehold in New Zealand. In gyms and halls up and down the country, extreme combat is underway. All-out fighting. Fighting not to the death, but sometimes pretty close. As Mark Scott reports, there are virtually no rules. Just subdue your opponent any way you can. Some people, we should warn you, will find it hard to stomach. For others, this ultimate form of human conflict is strangely compelling.
In a few short hours, this ring is going to see extreme combat. There have been moves to ban what you're about to witness. That's because they're fights to the finish. Human instinct stripped raw. Tonight, the story of two fights. But before they get ready to rumble, what exactly is extreme combat? In America and Japan, it's big business with million-dollar prize money.
He's coming out. Oh, big right hand. Big right hand. Oh.
But there's a sheer ugliness to the sport that's seen calls in America to have it banned. Now extreme combat is gaining ground in New Zealand.
Beautiful.
A converted factory in the back streets of an Auckland industrial suburb is one of the few fight gyms that teaches the sport.
Fast, fast.
Extreme combat was born on the gritty, crime-filled streets of Brazil. In New Zealand, Douglas Santos is one of the pioneers.
You can go home with your arm broken easily. You can have a big damage in your face, like big, I'm talking about, you know, maybe broken jaw or something like this. You can have your knees, don't know, it's gone forever.
It's a brutal business, he teaches. New ways to kick, punch, strangle and break bones.
Look for a leg bar.
It's a combination of all fighting skills and second to none. His students are learning how to step in the ring for the upcoming fight night and, like human pit bulls, lock on and fight to the end. It's the heavyweights like Peter Leatua who are going to be the fight draw card. For him, it's about a basic instinct.
I'm a born fighter. Well, I've seen two pit bulls fighting, a proper fight. The whole time they're wagging their tail, they're happy. It's what they're born to do. And I just feel the same with fighting. It's something about me, it's the way I am.
But at the top of the fight card, the alpha male of the ring, it's veteran fighter Billy Scanlon.
It's the ultimate challenge for any martial artist that wants to test his ability, his heart and his mind. It's the ultimate.
These guys know how to fight for a living. As bouncers, they have seen more than their fair share of street violence.
I've actually, had fights against rugby teams, like 12 guys. And, but the key is, I find after a few fights with rugby teams and that, is that you've got to take the first guy out, because the first guys normally, they stand, like the rugby teams, they stand in the pack, but there's like one there and they come out like a scrum formation. Well, you've got to take out that first guy because he's like the one that's leading the way. And if you can knock him down as fast and as confident as a professional fighter, all the rest will back off. I look forward to going back to school.
Brutal fighters they may be, but these two are also family men. Peter, after years living overseas, returned to New Zealand to raise his family Kiwi style. And Billy is a proud dad, now raising his daughter. When he enters the ring, he says it's as if he's fighting for his family.
I'll give my life for my daughter, literally. I mean, talk's cheap, but I know in my heart, because I believe in that.
Billy may be softly spoken, but watch this earlier fight. There's no head-butting, biting, gouging, or attacks to the groin. But when it comes to rules, that's about it. This opponent ended up at Billy's mercy, and there wasn't much of that. But you never stop and look at yourself and think, Christ, that was me, pounding the crap out of some guy's head. You don't think, hey, hold on, why would I be doing this?
it's just me and him, and we're both out to, you know, both out for the same thing.
And to win, they're relying on the experience and skill of an acknowledged master. They call him the Professor for a reason. His lessons are about technique and strategy, where brain trumps brawn.
You can finish the fight in few seconds without even punch, without even kick, just using technique.
Here's one of his lessons. Billy is 40 kilograms heavier than Douglas, and he is vastly more powerful. In this training fight, they might pull punches, but everything else is real. Soon the Professor has him locked in a guillotine chokehold that will cut off the blood to his brain. That is, unless he signals surrender. They call it tapping out.
I got a really tight guillotine. I could feel his blood was stopping, his oxygen.
So you could feel his blood gurgling,
I can feel him gurgling, yeah, his breath, you know, he getting stronger. I couldn't see he's getting hard for him to breathe, and I know from that point, won't take more than 5 or 10 seconds. He gonna tap me anytime, so that was the time for the checkmate. 120% on that position.
We have to face facts here. You're the classic 97-pound weakling, if I may say.
Well, I can say that because, as you see, I'm not that big.
And in that ring, you were fighting a fridge.
I fight a full fridge, no empty one. You got me at my neck.
You got a chest injury, Doug.
Okay.
Picking a fight with the big men, that's how the boy from Brazil made his name in New Zealand.
I keep dropping here. See, it's painful already.
4 years ago, he bowled up here, one of the toughest fight gyms in New Zealand, and challenged the toughest fighter in the gym. I guess when you first came here,
Yeah.
again, the 90-pound thing, the baby face thing, who took you seriously?
Well, I can tell you, Mark, that was the big fight of my life. That was definitely the biggest fight I had in my life. Arrive in New Zealand without speak English and prove to these big giants guys that I can take them down.
Now his lessons are attracting a broader range of people, and there is growing appreciation of the techniques he teaches.
So I can move my knees inside.
Even a young woman is able to use those skills to good effect for fitness and self-defense. But at its core is the serious business of fighting. In the weeks before the fight, Peter and Billy upped their training rate. Their fight club's reputation was at stake. Just hours before the fight, we caught up with their opponents.
This is the ultimate you can go, you know, the submission fighting, mixed martial arts, and this is it. Jeez.
Billy's opponent, Hirua Tarangi, is an extreme combat champion and a journalism student from Invercargill.
Because we're asking you to go and have a real good fight with someone and bash them up, and there's nothing better than going out and bashing someone.
Peter's opponent, Sam Brown, could be forgiven for being a little nervous. This is going to be his first fight. You're up against a tough guy tonight. So what's your game plan?
Take him to ground. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Why?
That's what I'm trained to do, yeah. Fight on the ground.
So the stage is set for a contest of feral, frightening brutality. Men choosing to face their ultimate test. Tonight, for the crowd, the harder they fall, the better it will be. Now, after all those months of training, it's win or lose. It looks like the fight is over before it's begun. But Peter makes his first mistake. He takes Sam to the ground, exactly where Sam is most comfortable. It's clear Peter now wants to get off the ground, back to where the fight started, standing up. And then it happens. It's as if we've just witnessed a serious injury. But it seems par for the course. You looked as though you took a fair whack.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ones that you don't see that get you, you know? You didn't see it coming and that's it, game over.
Now the reputation of the gym, it's all up to Billy. But Hiruwa is one of the hardest men in the ring. Both are classically trained kickboxers, but Hiruwa has a reach advantage. They seem evenly matched, but then Hiruwa sets up his ambush. With Hiruwa coming in for the kill, Billy has only one option: take him to the ground. It's now the struggle for primacy that Billy had trained so hard for. But at the end of round one, it seems Hiruwa has the edge. Billy says he's fighting for his family, and they're there ringside, his son Damon and his daughter Maya. To the professor, the game plan for round two is clear. Billy has to get Hiruwa to ground, and soon. He tries for a chokehold, but fails. And then Billy gets where he wants to be. He starts landing a terrible rain of blows. You can feel the force of the impact through the ring. For almost 2 minutes, the pounding continues. You may wish to avert your eyes for the next few moments. Hiruwa is held by the throat. He's lost his mouth guard, but refuses to yield. It takes the ref to call a stop. For the fighters and the fans, extreme combat is just another sporting challenge, a test of fighting skills. But to others, what happened in this ring tonight lies on the dark side of the human heart. Either way, it's compelling stuff. The primal fascination of battle, the exhilaration of victory.